Tips continue adding up on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We are now 19 days into the search for the 84-year-old, as only one item from the suspect has been positively identified. News 4 Tucson's Jacob Owens joins us with the latest on those numbers for the FBI and Sheriff's Department. Jacob.
Yeah, Sean, as the search for Nancy Guthrie inches closer to 3 weeks now, this case is still garnering calls from the public. Let's start with the FBI. That number is more than 20,000 tips, according to the Bureau, and those numbers locally are also astounding. So PCSD, we should add, is not specifically keeping track of calls related to this case. However, from February 1st through February 18th, PCSD says it has received more than 31,000 calls. That's nearly 5,000 calls more than what the department got in all of January. And a media presence remains here at Guthrie's home in the foothills, and her disappearance is also getting the attention of groups like Madres Buscadoras de Sonora. In 5 years, this group has settled thousands of missing person cases. They've now put Guthrie's image on their social media, expanding the exposure of the case in Mexico. News 4 Tucson caught up with a member of this group who came today to show her support.
I came here because since I found out about this woman gone missing, I felt the need of coming to support and empathize with the family because I know they're suffering a lot for her disappearance. My son went missing as well, so I share the same pain.
And Sean, you mentioned it at the top, the only item that PCSD says has been positively identified in this case as of now is that Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. Work continues, though, on finding out where the other items seen in that doorbell video were bought. Sean, the Sheriff's Department maintains that this is an active investigation, and while there hasn't been a press conference in some time, many will remember early on investigators, including Sheriff Chris Nanos, made it clear that any tip, any bit of information could make a difference in this case. So anyone with information can add to those growing number of calls by calling the FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI. Reporting live in the foothills, Jacob Owens, News 4 Tucson.
All right, thank you, Jacob. And as this investigation continues on Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, we want to bring you that timeline you see right there from over just the last week. So back on the morning of February 10th, the FBI released video of the suspect. You just saw it again from Nancy's doorbell camera. Later that night, a Rio Rico man was detained and then released. A day after that, a black glove was found and sent to a lab in Florida for DNA testing. Unfortunately, no match was found when it was put into the FBI's CODIS system. On February 13th, 2 people were detained in Shadow Hills in Midtown, but they were also later released. On February 16th, the Guthrie family and their spouses were all cleared in the case. And tonight, as Jacob mentioned, the search for Nancy Guthrie's suspect continues. And for continuing coverage on the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie, be sure and stay with News 4 Tucson on air, online, and on all of our social media platforms.